Pam Dawber might be better known as the wife of NCIS star Mark Harmon today, but there was once a time when Pam was quite well known by herself as the star of the Happy Days spinoff, Mork Mindy. She starred in the show alongside Robin Williams, but unfortunately, the creator of that show has passed away. Today, we'll be taking a look at that and some other related news. First, who was the creator of Mork Mindy, and what happened? The creator of Mork Mindy, Dale McRaven, passed away at his home in Porter Ranch, California at the age of 83. This was devastating of NCIS star Mark Harmon. She has not commented on the death as of yet, since she mostly stays away from social media and interviews. She hasn't appeared in any movie or TV show since appearing alongside her husband in a 2021 episode of NCIS. As for Dale McRaven, many of his colleagues paid a tribute to him on their social media accounts. It's believed that he has died of natural causes at an old age. Up next, Mark Harmon reveals details about his marriage to Pam. Mark Harmon and Pam Dawber's relationship is pretty miraculous when you take a look at the track record for Hollywood couples. The two have been married since 1987, marking their 35th year in marriage this year. They have two sons, both of whom are actors, and they attribute their successful marriage to staying away from the media. Even when they got married, they didn't reveal it to the media right away. People just sort of came to know about it with time, despite keeping their personal lives private for the most part. Mark Harmon recently gave an interview where he gave us all some insight into their marriage. Aside from the shared living space, both Mark and Pam have a separate man and woman cave inside their house where they spend most of their time. For Mark, it's his garage, and for Pam, it's her art studio. Mark also talked about how proud he is of his kid's foray into acting. His oldest son, Sean Harmon, has appeared in NCIS as the young version of Leroy Gibbs numerous times since 2008. Coming up, Mark Harmon removed from NCIS credits. When Mark Harmon left NCIS and retired from acting in 2021, a lot of fans were extremely disappointed to see Gibbs, who had been the leading character of the show, leave after so many years. To many, the show wasn't the same without him. However, since Gibbs had sort of an open ending, many fans still hoped that one day he would be making a return. On top of that, Mark Harmon's name was always shown on the credits, even after he left, which also led to a lot of optimism among fans. However, after a season break, Mark Harmon has been removed from the opening and ending credits of NCIS. This is despite the fact that CBS listed Harmon as one of the series' regulars during the press releases. Harmon is still mentioned in the credits as an executive producer, but with his name gone from the regular cast credits, fans are now starting to lose hope that they'll ever see their beloved Gibbs on the screen again. Up next, Mark Harmon reveals why he left NCIS. There has always been a lot of speculation about why Mark Harmon left NCIS, and even though there hasn't really been a confirmation on why by either party, most fans decided to come up with their own theories. Some said that Harmon left because he was too old and wanted to spend more time with his family. Others said it was because Harmon disagreed with some of the writing decisions made on NCIS. After all, it wouldn't be the first time Harmon disagreed with the writers. However, in a recent interview, Mark Harmon actually talked about his departure from the show in a little bit of detail, and it gives us hints as to why he may have left. Harmon said that he always wanted to keep the character of Gibbs fresh and challenging. He didn't just want him to do the same thing over and over again. He felt that by the time he was done playing the character, it had already exceeded his and everyone else's expectations. There really wasn't anything fresh he could do anymore. When asked about how Gibbs was doing these days in retirement, Harmon pointed out that Gibbs wasn't retired. He's simply living in Alaska. Could this be a hint that Gibbs might make a surprise return to NCIS sometime in the future? Only time will tell. Next, Steve Binder reveals if Gibbs is coming back. Both the NCIS team and Mark Harmon himself have been very vague about the prospect of Gibbs returning to the show. The show's producers said that with Gibbs, you never know, while Mark Harmon also pointed out that Gibbs is still out there in Alaska. It seems like both parties don't want to confirm or deny whether or not the character of Gibbs is gone for good. But more recently, Steve Binder, another executive producer on the show, said that Mark Harmon was still involved with NCIS. We already knew this, of course, since Mark Harmon is also an executive producer on the show. But Binder took it one step further by saying that Harmon remains an integral part and irreplaceable fabric of the show. Binder said they purposely left Gibbs' departure vague. They want to keep a veil on Gibbs and what he's currently doing. They want the fans to think that Gibbs is nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Binder also reveals whether or not Gibbs would come back. He said that when he imagines Harmon's character, he doesn't just think he's sitting in some apartment in Alaska. Instead, he's just doing his thing and waiting for the right time before he's called back into action. This might just be the first indication that anyone has given about a potential Gibbs return. And needless to say, fans are very excited. Now let's take a look at some other related news. First, Episode 3 guest stars revealed. The third episode of the 20th season of NCIS is set to air soon, and the producers have already let fans know that 2 special guest stars will be making an appearance on the episode. However, they didn't reveal who the guest stars actually were initially. Soon after the announcement, the media did a little bit of digging and found out that the guest stars would be none other than Billy Miller and Laura San Giacomo. Billy Miller will be playing the character of Ezra Moretti. You might already know Billy from his countless appearances in the soap operas, such as The Young and the Restless and General Hospital. He's also known for appearing in TV shows such as Truth Be Told and Suits. Laura San Giacomo, on the other hand, has already appeared in numerous episodes of NCIS in the past as Dr. Grace Confalone, and she will be making a reprise return in the third episode. The cast lineup for the episode seems pretty stacked, but these are only some of the actors that are confirmed. There may also be guest appearances that are being kept completely under wraps. Coming up, NCIS getting an Australian spinoff. Ever since NCIS first aired in 2003, its format was replicated time and time again, sometimes by copycats, other times by official spinoffs. We've already seen spinoffs like NCIS Los Angeles, which was released in 2009, NCIS New Orleans in 2013, and NCIS Hawaii in 2021. But not for the first time in history. The NCIS franchise is going to make an appearance outside of the United States. A major Australian production company called Screen Australia recently announced a script development program for a show called NCIS Sydney. It would be a collaboration between Screen Australia, Paramount Australia, CBS, and Endemol Shine. On top of that, the show will be linked to the NCIS universe that we all know and love, but it will still feature mainly local Australian talent. The NCIS Los Angeles producer, Shane Brennan, will also be attached to the project. Although the show is in its pre-production stages, it's expected to air on Network 10 in Australia in 2023, while in the rest of the world, it'll be available for streaming on Paramount+. And finally, an NCIS actor reveals a heartbreaking homeless experience. Dwayne Henry was one of NCIS's most beloved actors when he played the role of Clayton Reeves from 2016 to 2018. Even though Dwayne has mostly kept his personal life away from the spotlight for the most part, the NCIS actor recently revealed how desperate of a situation he was in before he made it big on the show. He said that when he moved to America as an aspiring actor, he lived on the streets while going to audition after audition. He struggled to find roles and often had to sleep on the streets because rent in LA was so high. Ultimately, he secured a gig with NCIS, and the rest was history. He said that his experiences with living a hard life helped him mold the character of Clayton Reeves, adding that there are times in the show when Dwayne Henry is speaking, not Clayton Reeves. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Mark Harmon will come back? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.